This is going to be covered 2-4, solving equations with a variable on each side. The instructions here ask us to solve each equation, then check your solutions. For the sake of this video, I will only be showing to solve each equation. To check your solution, just plug in the value that you get for the variable back into the equation and making sure that the left side equals the right hand side. So number 25 starts us off here. 4k minus 3 equals to 2k plus 15. My first step is to always write the equation. After that, I don't have any parentheses or any like terms, so I'm going to get rid of the variable on one side. The smallest here is 2k, so I'm going to subtract 2k from both sides because it is the smallest variable. After that, I'm going to simplify. Okay, what I have left is 2k minus 3 equals to 5. After that, my variable is not alone yet. I have a minus 3 to deal with. The inverse operation of minus 3 is add 3, so I'm going to add 3 to both sides. After I add 3 to both sides, I'm going to simplify. You should get 2k equals to 8. The 8 comes from 5 plus 3. After that, 2, k is together by multiplication, so to get k alone, that means to solve, right? To get k alone, I have to divide by 2. So that is what I'm going to do here. Divide by 2, because that is the inverse operation of multiplication. Once I divide by 2, to both sides, 2 over 2 becomes 1, so that is k. 8 over 2 is 4. That's after simplification. Let's see, where's the next one? Next one is 26. 26 gives us 2 parentheses 8u plus 2, close the parentheses, equal to 3 parentheses 2u minus 7, close the parentheses. The first step again is to write the equation. I notice that there is parentheses, so I have to distribute. Okay, okay. So 2 times 8u, that's the first part. Then 2 times 2, that's the second part. As well as I distribute on the right hand side as well. 3 times u2 is, and the other one is 3 times negative 7. Do some simplification, right? 2 times 8u is 16u. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2u here is 6u. And 3 times negative 7 is negative 21. Right? After that, it looks like this problem again. So I follow the step. After I distribute, I look for like terms. There are no more like terms on either side. So now I could try to get rid of the variable on one side. The smallest variable here is 6u, so I'm going to subtract 6u to both sides. After that, I'm going to do some simplification. 16u minus 6u is 10u. Bring down the 4. Bring down the negative 21. After that, get rid of the plus 4 by subtracting 4 to both sides. Simplify. That gets you 10u equals to negative 25. Negative 21 minus 4 is negative 25. After that, I have to divide 10 to both sides. That's how I get u alone. And simplified, u equals to negative 5 over 2. Many of you can't see it. Many of you just see it like this. You could also write it like that. Okay? Right? That would also be an acceptable answer. Right? Negative 25 over 10. Okay? Which is the same thing as negative 5 over 2. Okay? Next part, 27. 27. 8q plus 12 equals 4 parentheses 2 plus 2q close the parentheses. Here I have to get rid of the parentheses first, right? That is always the first step after writing the equation. Okay? Do the distributive property. 2 times 2, right there, and 4 times 2q. There you go. After that, I do some simplification. Nothing happened to the left-hand side, so I write the left-hand side the way it is. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 2q is 8q, right? Okay, that's simplification. What I could do now is subtract 8q to both sides. You should notice now that the equation disappears, so I write no solution, right? Once the variable disappears from either side, it becomes no solution because 12 can never equal to 8. So this is a no solution scenario. Okay. If this problem was 6, right? If this problem was 3, right? And this was 3 and this became 12, Okay, at this point, the fact that it looks the same, I would say, I could say infinite solutions here. Okay, but that's not the case. So I'll leave that there. Okay. Alright, let's go look at 28. 28, negative 6y minus 3 equals to 3 minus 6y. Write the equation should always be my first step. After that, I notice that my smallest value here is negative 6y, so I'm going to add 6y to both sides. It should be add, not subtract. Add 6y to both sides. I should notice that the variable disappears. Negative 3 does not equal to 3, so I put no solution. Alright. Alright, 29. 6 parentheses w minus 1 close parentheses equals to 3 parentheses 3w plus 5 close the parentheses. I see parentheses, so I have to distribute to get rid of the parentheses. 6 times w plus 6 times negative 1, right? That is the first part. Second part, 3 times 3w. And 3 times 5, that is the distributive property. After that, do some simplification. 6w minus 6, because 6 times negative 1 is negative 6, so you put minus 6. 3 times 3w, 9w, and 3 times 5 is 15. That's what I do after I simplify. After that, you want to combine. After that, you want to get rid of the negative 6, so subtract 6w from both sides, because it is the smallest variable. I should do some simplification. What's left over is a negative 6 on the left hand side, 3w plus 15 on the left hand side, right? Because 9w minus 6w is 3w. Okay. After that, subtract 15 to both sides. Simplify. Right? Negative 6 minus 15 is negative 21. Another way you want to think about it is negative 6 plus negative 15 is negative 21. Right? There's a 3 is still attached to the w, so you want to divide 3 to both sides. Then simplify, you get negative 7 equals to w. Let's look at 30 now. 30 has 3 parentheses negative 2 minus 3x close parentheses equals to negative 9x minus 4. Okay, I see there's a parentheses, so I have to distribute. It's 3. Okay, let me make that red to color code for you. 3 times negative 2 right here. 3 times negative 3x is right there. That is what I do as the distributive property. Now I'm going to simplify. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. 3 times negative 3x is negative 9x. Right here you go. I leave the right hand side the same. I simplify, and after that I can add 9x to both sides. After that, I should notice that it is no solution because the variable disappears. Negative 6 can never be equal to negative 4. That is why it is a no solution here. Okay. Let's look at... Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. Let's look at 31 now. Fairly big problem. But again, this should not change your process. The first process should always be to rewrite the equation. After you write the equation, you want to get rid of the parentheses by distributing. That's what you see here. Okay, 4 times 4x is right here. 4 times 3, second part. 4 times 6x, and 4 times 4, right? That's just the basic distributing property. After that, do some simplification. 4 times 4x is 16x. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 6x here is 24x, and 4 times 4 here is 16. I see some like terms on both sides, so the left hand side, 8x plus 16x becomes this 24x. I see a 16 minus 4 becomes my 12. Okay, now I'm going to combine like terms. After that, I notice this looks the same on the left hand side as it is on the right hand side, so I would call that infinite solutions. It is infinite solutions because the left hand side matches the right hand side identically. Alright, next one is 32. 4 parentheses negative 8 plus 5 equals to negative 36x minus 26. First step is to always rewrite the equation. After that, I want to get rid of the parentheses. I distribute the 4 into each term. So it is 4 times negative x, then 4 times 5. That is the distributive property. Do some simplification. 4 times negative 8 is negative 32. 4 times 5 is 20. After that, okay, I combine some like terms. Negative 32 plus 20 becomes my negative 12. You could do that. A calculator we would like to check. Then I'm going to add plus 36 to both sides because I'm trying to isolate and solve recs. After that, it is 14 equals to negative 32x. Divide 32 to both sides. Okay, get x alone. And x should be equal to negative 14 over 32. This can be reduced, I think, into 7 over 16, or 7 over negative 16 would be a more complete answer, okay? This is your solutions for 2-4 solving equations with the variable on each side.